Jimmy Savile was an abuser who used the power of his fame to get to his victims and to silence them. Dozens of those offences happened in 2 hospitals. Today we heard the scale of that abuse and how he got away with it.
Savile was an opportunistic sexual predator.
We were badly taken in by a clever and manipulative individual.
My words cannot heal the injuries that Jimmy Savile has inflicted on you through his callous abuse of your vulnerability.
In Leeds, Jimmy Savile's abuse victims ranged in age from 5 to 75. 60 victims were interviewed for these reports. 3 of them were raped. In some cases, victims did tell staff, but the alarm was never raised with senior management. At Broadmoor, 11 victims spoke up. 2 were repeatedly abused. But the true number is likely to be much higher. At the time, victims were discouraged from speaking out. Savile also used his management position to intimidate staff, convincing them he could get them fired. He had a set of keys for Broadmoor for 30 years. When they tightened up security there, Savile stopped coming. He didn't have keys at Leeds, so he got the access he wanted by becoming a porter. Some abuse even took place in the hospital's mortuary.
That time, during the 60s up to the 90s, there were very poor controls on the management of keys, on the access to wards, on the standards of professionalism of porters, and he exploited those.
Staff said they didn't like what the man from Top of the Pops was like in real life. They found him creepy. But generations of management treated him as part of the furniture. At Leeds, he had an overnight parking permit for his camper van.
As a nation at that time, we held Savile in our affection as a somewhat eccentric national treasure with a strong commitment to charitable causes. Today's reports show that in reality, he was a sickening and prolific sexual abuser who repeatedly exploited the trust of a nation for his own vile purposes.
The Health Secretary has said Savile's victims could now claim compensation, but the victims' lawyer says what they want more is a change in the law to punish those who let abuse go unreported.
We have to ensure that nothing like this can happen again. It's no good saying it was the culture or the celebrity or the reporting restrictions that existed at the time.
Both hospitals say they're changed places now, better security and more open procedures for reporting abuse. Abuse as prolific as Savile's, they say, could never happen again.